All right, what's good? We back with the Boxing Clinic and more. I want to drop two midnight, early morning-ish videos, man. Fit them in real quick for my West Coast people, my people that's grinding on the midnight shift as well. This video I want to talk about, I'll link this interview in the description. Jose wanted me to touch on this. I was already going to touch on it. Talking about Abel Sanchez saying that Canelo Alvarez ain't a draw without Golovkin, without another major fighter. And Vilified Media kind of called him out in the interview a little bit. We know it's factual that, versus David Lemieux and versus Danny Jacobs, Triple G did roughly about 150 to 170K a piece for those fights, I believe. And that's terrible. Now, that's not even turning over a remote profit. You know what I'm saying? Nowhere close to that, man. We know for a fact that the lowest pay-per-view that I found out that I could remember that Canelo headline was versus Liam Smith, and that did 300K versus a guy from the UK. Nobody in North America can identify, and nobody knew. I don't even think he fought in America before that fight. So he pulls a guy out the deep freeze and does 300K with him. Gennady Golovkin does 150K or 170K with Danny Jacobs at MSG in Danny Jacobs' backyard in New York City and only does 150K. He fights David Lemieux, an excited knockout puncher, and only does what 150, 170K. He's not a pull. That's not 50-50 type of pull. Canelo Alvarez did about 600K with Amir Khan. He obviously did big numbers with Floyd Mayweather. He obviously did big million with Miguel Cotto. He also did 1 million with Chavez Jr. Those are all good numbers. Way better, doubling up, tripling up, quadrupling up, quintupling up some of Gennady Golovkin's pay-per-view numbers. So at the end of the day, Abel Sanchez is trying to say that Canelo needs Golovkin to pull and another A-side type of fighter to pull. That's false. Chavez Jr. wasn't an A-side type of opponent. He did 1 million with him. Amir Khan has never did a pay-per-view that I can remember in America. He still did 600K with him. He did 300K with a virtual unknown fighter in Liam Smith to the North American public. If Gennady Golovkin would have fought Liam Smith, or a guy that was like Liam Smith that was unknown to the North American public, that's Canada, that's Mexico, that's America, he probably wouldn't even did 50K. So at the end of the day, if Golovkin is this equal pull to Canelo Alvarez, Abel Sanchez, okay, why can't he go do a pay-per-view with Sergey Shevchenko or Jamal Charlo or Billy Joe Saunders in North America and see how he does? It won't do over 200K again. Nobody's checking for Gennady Golovkin because he wasn't built the right way. And I'm not saying that Canelo was built the right way, but let's take a look back at Canelo. If you notice in the build-up to the fight, Chavez Jr. said Canelo was so popular because he fought on free TV the vast beginning of his career. The majority of his beginning of his career, he fought on free TV. So everybody in Mexico knew who Canelo Alvarez was because he fought often, he fought consistent, and he fought on free TV. He was accessible. And that's, how to market a fighter one-on-one. Make him accessible. Make people see the growth, make them seem like they're a part of the team before he eventually blows up. And that word traveled from not only just in Guadalajara, Tijuana, through Mexico. It traveled to Texas. It travels to Vegas. It traveled to the Mexican people in California and all across America. It travels. And the word of mouth is the best promotion you can get. Canelo Alvarez blew like that. What Gennady Golovkin was built on? Bum bashes coming to America, fighting guys that he was expected to win, fighting limited fighters, fighting guys that could punch with no boxing skill, fighting guys that had box skills that couldn't punch. They act like people couldn't see the algorithm that they was lining up for the fighters for him to fight. Nobody's stupid. We could see that he was being match made perfectly, to make it seem like he was doing good. At the end of the day, that didn't fly. Meanwhile, he was doing that. Canelo at way, younger to age was fighting Austin Trout. He was fighting guys like, Lara, Mayweather. Those are the type of fights that you need. Those good, real strong 50-50 fights. Regardless how you feel you thought he lost in one of those fights were the groundwork for him to really, captivate and do pay-per-view after a while. He won some of those fights narrowly, but at the end of the day, people wanted to see him again and again. And for Gennady Golovkin, nobody paying to see him, bro. Ain't nobody paying to see him in none of the opponents he fought. He ain't fought no Mayweather. He didn't fight Andre Ward and try to move up. He didn't fight Chavez Jr. when he had an opportunity to move up. He didn't try to get Carl Fry. He didn't get none of the crossover fights that he should have had. He waited out for Cotto and Canelo. He got Canelo and still came up short. Now I understand that they inconvenienced by pushing the fight from May 5th to September. I feel him. And I definitely think he deserves a 60-40 split, man. I'm saying that from the bottom of my heart. I think he deserves a 60-40 split. But a 50-50 split, fans that vote for that shit behind the glove boxing don't know shit about boxing and shit about boxing business. He at the end of the day, he's gonna be the one that's gonna be crying and missing out on his payday. He the one that's gonna be scratching and clawing back to Canelo Alvarez for a payday. Because at the end of the day, either he gonna drop them belts, be undisputed, try to get exception to be undisputed from the IBF and the WBC, fight Sergey Shevchenko, or fight Jamal Charlo and drop the IBF. At the end of the day, he the one in the tough pickle. He the one that's getting the G pass by the WBC only if he fight Canelo. If he don't fight Canelo, either fight Jamal Charlo or drop the WBC belt. He the one that's in the fucked up position. Canelo don't own no belt. So Canelo can move how Canelo move, and that's what's so sad about it is Canelo without a belt is still the man popularity-wise in the pool at 160. Triple G with all the belts and all the BS that come with it, all the mandatories, all the 3% that they take out from each sanctioned belt body out of his pocket. At the end of the day, he the one with all the problems, but guess what? He don't have the popularity pool Canelo has. And Abel Sanchez is dead wrong. He know he dead wrong. And this dude don't deserve 50-50. They sound like they pricing themselves out for the fight, but maybe they truly believe they deserve 50-50 at what they went through. But Gennady Golovkin was the guy that opened his mouth and said, I still fight him if he on drugs or not. And people looked at him like, are you fucking retarded? How you going to try to, trying to press the Nevada State Athletic Commission to suspend him, but you're in the same breath, in the same sentence, you want to say, oh, you still want to fight him. Even Stephen A. Smith was like, this motherfucker crazy. And people starting to see for the first time that this dude is an idiot, bro. He say some stupid stuff. K2, Abel Sanchez say some stupid stuff. And why does Oscar De La Hoya feel that he can treat him any type of way? Let's go back to June of last year when Gennady Golovkin was about to fight Billy Joe Saunders for Undisputed. And Oscar De La Hoya told him, don't you do that. If you fight him in Kazakhstan for the Undisputed Championship bout in Kazakhstan in June, don't come asking us for a Canelo fight in September. And Gennady Golovkin and K2 put their tail between their legs and they listen to Oscar De La Hoya. So you wonder why Oscar De La Hoya feel like he got control over that camp. He got the juice. Not only is Gennady Golovkin in a tough pickle, in this situation with all these mandatories, and when he could have just fought one May 5th and got it over with, but he desperate, he thirsty for a dollar. And at the end of the day, he gonna let his pride get in the way, asking 50-50, and he gonna mess up on a payday, and one of them mandatories or somebody fluke gonna end up whooping his ass, and he ain't gonna have that money there no more. He gonna fade into the black, he gonna fade into the dark, and be what happened to Gennady Golovkin? Oh, he gonna be, I should have took that 60-35 split, whatever it was, 65-35 split with Canelo Alvarez. Yeah, I got my ass whooped for $1 million, and after I paid K2 and Abel Sanchez only got, and all my other taxes shit, I only got $300K. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, pride getting away. Testosterone is high. And I can't blame him. Like I said, like I told Deontay Wilder, I can't switch up and tell y'all guys a lie. I gotta call it 100 and keep it a buck and call it straight down the line. You know your worth, and that's your number. And if you ain't getting your number and you fine with walking away from that and keeping it moving, it's the same principle apply. I don't switch up. Same thing. If he feel like he worth 50-50, he can go ahead and just, walk away from this and hold his head up high and everything is trill. Then you do that because you got your number, you got your price, and that's your number. If they can't meet it, then you move on with your career. All hustle, no luck. Y'all know what it is, man. And I respect that from Gennady Golovkin because every man knows his number, and people and most people ain't gonna be sold short. And most people out here, if they would have sold themselves short in the business world, sports world, in the real world, in the street, they might not have been able to proactive and getting what they eventually got. So know your number, never sell yourself short, never compromise for what you believe in. And, sometimes you can gamble in the playoff in the back end, and hopefully Gennady Golovkin, it pays off on the back end for him. He eventually, get what he deserved. So y'all know what it is. It's your boy CJ Goodfella, the Boxing Clinic and more. I got one more video coming for y'all. I'm gonna grind it out real quick. Don't forget to check the description, man. We got the if you want to donate, for us to go to these fights and get everything together. You got a lot of shows coming up and a lot of other stuff at Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And don't forget those links in the description. Don't forget to share as well. That's very, very important.